Welcome everyone to episode number 7 of The Outrage. Yes,
Lucky number 7, baby.
we're back again
We are back. It's like
for
we go on a
the
hiatus. It's not right. If we do like 2 consecutive episodes, it's something ain't right in the world, right? It's just
yeah.
like
It made the world go to an end. You know,
Yeah.
maybe at least win a first round. You know, maybe that make you
the
more
world will
consistent.
definitely be a different place if that happens. Very different.
Very
like
different?
super different.
Well, here in
You know what the funny thing is? The Blue Jays are gonna do it all before the Leafs do it all.
no, they're not.
Yeah, they
No,
will.
they're not.
Well,
They're
yeah,
gonna
okay, I forgot. I'm
they're-
talking to a Yankees
be,
fan.
they're
over
gonna be third in the division.
here.
They're gonna be third in the division. Like, what are you talking about?
This is a
Anyway,
great. This is a great welcome back. Eh? It's like we're already arguing. It's like
What do
we
you-
never.
arguing. I'm stating a fact. You're just sitting in your fantasy land as a Blue Jay fan who thinks the team's good.
They're not. All right, fine. Let's. Anyways, you wanna finish
Anyway.
it? Let's go.
Anyway. Hello everyone, I'm Spencer Byers alongside my big friend, Big Al, Alain Cavion.
I am big,
I know.
but like
Burly.
fridge big.
Husky, you know?
Sure. I preferred the term fluffy, but even that is a little too far now.
Yeah, you're
'cause
not Gabriel
Maybe
Iglesias,
last
gee.
year. Maybe last year I was like pleasantly plump at best.
Oh, pleasantly plump. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you were 2 cheeseburgers off 2 bills, okay?
All right. Whatever. Cheeseburgers are great. All right.
Right, we know. Yeah.
I actually had 2 pitas today. Okay. So, this is the story here. Okay. So
Okay.
I was driving back yesterday, and all I had was 2 sandwiches
Timmins.
from
From
Timmins.
Timmins.
Yes, that's right. We had our reading week, so that's why I was in Timmins. Lots of juice was consumed.
Alcoholic beverages, if you will.
Go-go juice is
okay.
what I believe the term is called nowadays. I've been told.
Oh.
So
As long as
yeah.
you've been told.
Anyways, yeah. So I was driving back from Timmins, and I only had 2 sandwiches. I consumed one earlier on in my trip before hitting North Bay, and then I consumed one before. I usually turn off at Washago because I like the back road a little bit better. It's less traffic and stuff. But then I ate one there because I was getting tired, and at the same time, turning the high beams on, bad idea. I was like driving into hyperspace with all the snow coming down.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat just so I could focus on not my hunger and focus on like not killing myself here.
Yeah.
Like not intentionally, obviously. I would never, but you know what I mean. Like, so. Yeah, so I needed 2 pitas today, thanks to. Can we name drop them on this?
Go
or-
ahead.
Yeah, so thanks to Mystic Muffin, right on the corner here of our facilities at the College of Sports Media in downtown Toronto, and
Family owned and operated, I believe,
family.
too.
Well, yeah, they're training. I believe that was. I didn't ask, but I'm gonna assume it was their daughter. Their young one was working the cash with mom today, so.
That's why I'm okay with you name dropping it, because I know it's a mom and pop shop.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
only one Misty Muffin that
true.
I know of, so
Yeah.
they're not gonna hear this, so I don't care, and
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're gonna care. 'Cause
But anyways, so
they know they see your face, how they know Pete isn't coming.
he
Croissant
he
pita.
does know. That's the
And
funny
chalky milk, Al. Chalky milk.
thing. Yeah, well, okay, dude, the chocolate milk.
8-year-old Al, chalky milk.
great.
I get some chalky.
What's wrong with chocolate milk? There's nothing wrong with chocolate milk.
Oh,
It is
was so
completely
funny.
normal to
Oh.
get. You know what the funny thing is? You know what? I'm glad I did chocolate milk because I actually contemplated on grabbing a 2% on the shelf. Okay, like or the
Ooh,
milk
a
they had.
2%er, eh?
Yeah, dude, I love milk. It's great. It's good for bones. You know.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, your
anyways,
thick bones, eh? Your
yeah,
thick skull. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, I had to double down. I'm gonna finish this because people are like, man, why are we? This is a sports podcast where we've been talking about food for the last 5 minutes now. Maybe I'm getting hungry again. Shut up, Spencer. I don't want
Yeah,
to hear
he's
it.
always hungry.
So,
He's a black hole.
yeah, I doubled down on 2 pitas. Got the croissant because I don't know if they make it their own. If they do, holy crap, it's like the best. Tops Timmy's and like your
Oh, no
Starbucks
doubt,
and all
no
that.
doubt.
Like absolutely right. And then yeah, of course the large chocolate milk. But yeah, so I was hungry because my aunt and uncle and all of them, they're all in Jamaica while
Ooh.
we're
So they
here.
went on a real trip while you went home.
I went to Timmins.
So you
yeah.
went to more snow and they went to no
no,
snow.
actually beautiful.
Really?
Sunshine. There's only one overcast day. That's it.
But is there a lot of snow up in Timmins?
No, dude. Actually, North Bay got more than Timmins did this year.
See, because
and even here, like the snowbanks are catching up to like Timmins a little bit here. But like, don't get me wrong. Like this is gonna be gone. I give it what 3 more weeks.
It gets rid of itself fast. Yeah. No, honestly, there's more snow up here than it would be in Owen Sound. Like it's kind of ridiculous.
Dude, that's the other funny part too. People are like, oh, like some people are like, oh, climate change isn't real. It's like, dude, I live 8 hours north where it's supposed to snow and have those minus 40 conditions. Which, by the way, they did show up. They did show up this year. Like, luckily, I think when it was nice over here, I avoided like all the bad weather in general. Like, I left here last Friday, which would have been the 3rd, March 3rd. I avoided a storm here in Toronto.
Yep.
I leave Timmins, and it sounds like I avoid snow, but then it snowed a little bit. Anyways, I ended
the
up
drive,
getting a
yeah.
bit of it, but like not a lot. So it seems like I'm getting the last bit of it. But anyways, it was a solid reading week. Lots of go-go juice was consumed.
Solid.
And I made some new friends. And
Of the female variety.
yes, yes, and we'll leave it at that.
Yes. Pause. Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, but like, it's funny because as we were mentioning those friends, I'm taking bits and clips of this and I'm sending them these because
Great, Al.
they wanted to know what I did. So I'm like,
nothing.
listen,
You do nothing.
What are we doing right now?
I don't know what
You know
we're
what?
doing right
I
now.
want to pick your brain. Forget this.
Oh, heavens.
Actually, no.
Oh, heavens.
Before that, you got to like hear like my whole rant about my reading. What did you do during your reading week?
I did something every single day until this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And the only reason why I didn't do something Saturday is because I woke up and felt like garbage.
Garbage. Eh?
My stomach hurt, my head hurt, every joint hurt.
Maybe we should put the plexiglass back.
Yeah,
here,
I was just hurting, man.
Yeah.
You know,
is there something going around or?
No, I can tell you when my throat's messed up, but
Okay.
I don't know what. I think I just ate some bad stuff. Cause I ordered some Popeyes that night.
That's what you call food poisoning, Spencer.
Well, it wasn't food poisoning though. It was just.
Well,
I think it was old. It wasn't food poisoning.
Okay.
Because I looked at the chicken and it looked old for sure, and
Yeah.
it was spicy too.
You
upset
could
me.
tell when it's old.
Oh yeah, it like you can. If anything is fried, it looks
Yeah.
old. You know what? Like you ever cooked ground beef and you like leave it in the pot too long?
buddy,
and
do I look like I cook?
Well, I know you eat.
Yeah.
I know you eat.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay, I'll explain. So when you cook ground beef and you leave it in the pot too long, it hardens. It gets that turns a lot darker and it hardens.
Okay,
that's what it looked like.
Okay,
the chicken looked like that, and plus it was spicy, which really upset me because I don't like spicy food. I'm white.
Honestly, me neither, man. Spicy,
So-
no, yeah, not my thing.
So that didn't go over. I ate as much as I could, but yeah, I woke up, stomach hurt.
Yeah.
You know, my throat was messed up from Friday, but I'll start. So Saturday, I did graphics for the attack game for Owen Sound Attack.
Okay.
Sunday, for the first time ever, was an on-air talent for the Owen Sound Attack. I hosted my
Nice.
first attack game.
How'd that go?
Very well, I thought.
That's good.
I did the things that, without trying to be a mean-spirited person,
Yeah.
I did the things I feel like are right.
There you go. That's good. Which would, I don't know what that means, but I mean, it sounds like
as
a good thing.
as a host.
Oh, okay,
I
gotcha.
Did,
Okay,
I
okay.
did the things I think a host should do,
Right.
not what the other guys do, basically.
Yeah. So you're
So
you.
I'll explain what they do. So basically, in between, when they come back from break, because the attack only do one break per period.
Yeah.
Right in the middle normally,
Mhm.
ish. I did a player profile on Ethan Cardwell for Barry, who's their second leading scorer.
Very
I then
nice.
I was going to interview Brant Clark, but I was told 2 minutes before I went on camera that I wasn't going to get Brant Clark.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So I then they went, who do you want? Who's your backup? I went,
Yeah.
Evan Vierling, because I knew he's their leading scorer.
Okay.
And Vierling had scored on a penalty shot in the first period, so I said Vierling.
Nice.
So I interviewed Evan Vierling.
Sick.
I then did a player profile on Nick Chenard, the goalie right now for the Owen Sound Attack, the 1 year before, so 4th year.
Okay. So
next
he's
year.
yeah. Okay.
I then interviewed my favorite player, a player I own the practice jersey of last year, Servac Petrovsky. Or actually, no, I think it's a.
So you're
it's
like
a medical.
starstruck a little bit.
No, I just told him he's my favorite player, but it was kind of funny because
Straight up, like afterwards, like, hey pal, just
Oh no,
let you know, like
I'll
you're
be honest.
awesome.
I like European players. Like when Petrus Palmu came over from Finland and got drafted by the Attack.
What
I was a big fan of Petrus.
what about Sergei Popov? Do you remember him?
Well, of course they do. You got him from London in that trade for Kevin Hancock.
Yep.
By the
Okay,
way,
alright.
I'll make sure. Blank London.
Yeah.
Starts with an F, ends with an uck.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
London can kick rocks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
so after I interviewed Servac, at the end of the game, they asked me, who did you want? And I told the Barry coach as he came out for the third period, can I have Anson Thornton, who's their goalie right now?
Yep.
Then he let in 2 goals, and the game ended like 7-3. Vierling had 5 points, which was great why I did my interview for them first. So I interviewed Cardwell, who I already did a player profile on. So I talked to Ethan Cardwell, and he liked the spiked hair, he liked the mohawk,
Yeah.
which was nice. And then
it's good.
Monday,
You're like sticking to it, like just to
Yeah.
the build up. Yeah, it's good.
and then so after the attack, my first time hosting, I then did Attack Rap, which is a local show they do in Grey County. I then did on Tuesday, I interviewed Mr. Jones. I interviewed Adam Jones, former NLL lacrosse player for my Zelko project. Chris
Nice.
Elkovich, teacher here at CSM.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, I was in Meaford to do Knights of Meaford hockey game color. On Thursday, I was in Beeford do a Knights of Beeford hockey game. On Friday, I went back to my alma mater again because Mr. Jones teaches at St. Mary's, which is my former high school. I went back to see some teachers that weren't there on Tuesday. I then drove back up here to do the OUA bronze medal game between University of Toronto versus York, play-by-play.
Jeez, you
And
know
then
what?
I was supposed to be in Kincardine on Saturday to do their Junior B hockey game for the Kincardine Bulldogs, their
Yeah.
playoff game, but I got sick.
Man, okay, so I'm listening to you like go all through your list and stuff, and I just feel like super bad. I literally, my reading week consisted of get into Timmins March 3rd, drink. Or sorry, go juice. Yeah, anyways. Saturday, wake up, eat, do it again. Monday, oh wait, did I say Sunday? Saturday I ref 3 games though,
Oh,
and then
okay.
after that I went
Oh,
go
after
juice
that you got
again.
plastered. Okay.
Yeah, and then Sunday sleep, Monday rest, Tuesday rest, Wednesday rest, Thursday rest, Friday rest and drink. I mean go juice, and then Saturday did it all over again, and now here we are. I drove in yesterday, but yeah, so yours was way more productive in terms of actually doing stuff that matters.
Well, yeah, but that's why, like, I've gotten so sick and tired of dealing with people at school. Because I just look at them and go, I know you won't do what I do. Like,
Yeah, no, exactly. I get
no,
that. Well, I mean,
no one here, and I include you in this, Alan, I respect it. Like,
yeah, it's fine.
I'm a nut.
You're what?
I drove 2.5 hours to Meaford every Thursday last year during school
Yeah.
to commentate hockey.
That's passion, though.
Like, that is stupid.
But
I
that-
definitely can't afford
Yeah,
it.
but that doesn't feel like work, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. Like, you're doing something you like, right? Like, other people,
Love.
like, look at it. Yeah, there you go, love. Whereas other people look at it as work. But, okay, that's great. But now we got to get to the sports because I'm picturing other people listening going, get on with it, get on with it. Anyways,
That's just because they're bored of your go-go juice.
it's there. No, you know what? Do you know how many people? I'm curious to see how many people like listen to this and actually go, damn, like I actually relate like quite a bit. But it's fine. I'm on my reading week. If you're doing this on your own time and you got like nothing else going, and you're just doing it on that schedule, please change
Find
something in
Find
this.
a passion,
Just
find a
do
hobby.
something to get out during the day because it's not gonna lead to a healthy outcome. But anyways, you do what you want at the end of the day. Your temple, your body, your temple, or whatever the heck. Anyways, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G.
I wanted to go to that because as soon as I saw it, I was like, I hope Spencer's still here. Well, even though I knew we were recording a podcast, but he is no longer a San Francisco 49er as of a couple of hours ago. By the way, we're recording this on March 13th. This is a Monday.
It should come out later today.
Anyways, he has signed a 4-year deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. So Derek Carr, who is no longer there, he signs with the Saints.
Mhm.
And then now it's Jimmy G. So are the 49ers sticking with Brock Purdy at this point? Is this what the signing tells you? That's what it is?
It's Purdy and Lance.
Purdy and Lance. Okay, so
Because I disagree with this whole narrative. I'll start
I was
with
gonna
this
say
now.
I want your initial I'm gonna give you like the floor, I guess you could say, and
Well,
like you go off. Like, what are your initial thoughts after reading that deal? By the
Well-
way, I don't know if you know the terms. I don't, but if you do, go ahead.
I don't know the money, but I saw just they were finalizing the deal. I didn't even see it was a 4-year deal yet. But no, I'm a Niners fan, which is why Al's giving me the floor here. But
I'm also not a football guy.
well,
I just
yeah,
know
but
that.
in spite of that, I'm also a Niners fan. So
Yeah,
like,
so
I've
this
seen
is
Jimmy G
perfect.
for a couple of
This is
seasons now.
perfect.
But I think this deal is just what we already knew. That the Niners really trust in Trey Lance and really trust in Brock Purdy, like the two guys are going to get a third one that they can trust as well because of we've seen with Brock Purdy tearing his UCL and Trey Lance breaking his ankle that these guys are going to get hurt. So let's try to be as prepared as they can be to deal with that result. But I wasn't surprised that he left. I didn't.
I mean,
think
the
he'd
writing was
stay.
on the wall, right? Like,
Not even just that. The Niners definitely did not treat Jimmy Garoppolo right. Like, and in fairness, I do understand that injury prone, and wasn't what the Niners hoped he would be when they signed him after trading for him from New England. But he still was a good enough quarterback with what the Niners have to win football games, and he went to a Super Bowl because of it. But I think Trey Lance in particular, who I still love and I think will be a great quarterback if it's with my Niners or if it's with somebody else, then remains to be seen. But even with Brock Purdy, the team is better with either of them in the huddle than Jimmy G. And why Vegas signs him? I have no idea. What?
You
Like,
never know, right? Like we were having this discussion earlier too. Like, not me and you, but like me and a couple other guys in our group or whatever, and talking about. Well, never mind. It was you and AJ were having the conversation about like how certain teams just
it
don't
doesn't
fit.
work.
It doesn't work, right? So maybe this will be the fit that Jimmy G needs now after
But he
how
had
it
a
went down.
very successful tenure in San Francisco.
Not saying it wasn't
His
successful.
record was like 55-25. Like he was fantastic.
Right, not saying it
Record
was,
wise.
but like it's like the outcome of like how you're saying like you don't think they treated him right or whatever, like with the injury and all that kind of stuff, and on his way out. So maybe like it might have gone ugly in the end, and maybe this is just better off for both parties.
Well, it definitely is. Well,
Or both parties. Oh, both parties. Nah,
relative
never mind.
though.
I tried too hard there on that one.
It's okay.
Whatever.
You really like to try.
Yeah.
Fail
I
a lot,
mean,
but
yeah.
like to try.
Whatever.
Which is
It's
good.
fine. You learn.
You try and try.
Actually, I don't
again.
learn. No, I do this at least once every podcast. I swear.
I know.
We could probably compile them at this point. Almost. Let's not do that. That sounds like too much work. But
Yeah,
anyways,
that sounds like a lot of work, Al. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please add more to my plate. Anyway.
yeah.
So what confuses me though about the signing for Vegas is you're downgrading. Like there's no other way to slice it. And again, I think Jimmy G's a serviceable quarterback. I think he can be a top 10 to 15 guy. I do. But he's not better than Derek Carr.
I was gonna
he
say
just
like
isn't.
I was gonna.
So
Well,
I don't understand why you make at best a lateral move. At best,
So-
like there's no other way of explaining it other than saying it's lateral or a step down. And if you're going down, why in the world would you sign a 4-year deal with a guy you know? And the only thing that makes sense is that it's Josh McDaniels as his head coach in Las Vegas, who was his offensive coordinator in New England. But it still doesn't make any sense to me because like there's no way that Josh McDaniels is going to unlock Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is what he is. He's not got a great arm. He's got a good arm, not a great arm. He's not great accurate. He's good accurate. He's not a great mobility. He's average. Like I don't see where the improvement is in that pick. And even if my other problem, Al, is if say Vegas takes a quarterback in the first round, or a quarterback in the second round, or a quarterback in the third round, why would you give Jimmy G a 4-year deal? Because that means you're going to pigeonhole yourself when you do get that that later round quarterback to develop him. Because by 2 to 3 years after you draft a quarterback, you want them to be starting.
right. Yeah.
You know. By that point, you know. Couple training camps, couple preseason games, you know what you got. You do. With the coaching staff you have, and if you trust your coaching staff. So I don't understand the move for Vegas. And I think it adds to a litany of moves they've made over the past couple of years, front office wise, head coaching wise, and personnel wise, that just don't make any sense. Just don't make any sense. Are not linear, which is the biggest problem.
The other football take I wanted from you today was the Chicago Bears moving their first overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. I thought, considering how bad the Bears season was last year, I thought it was one of those where it's like, man, what are you doing? But then when I brought that up to you, and that's kind of as far as the conversation went, because then it kind of just changed. It went into a different direction or got off topic or whatever. You were kind of like, well, this is smart. So I just want to know, like, why? How come it's so smart? Because for me, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big football guy, but I also know that in football, the number one overall pick is a pretty big deal.
See, and I'll quickly say that Jimmy Garoppolo signed a 3-year, $67.5 million, which is average.
Derek Carr is a 4-year deal.
Yeah, I think he's 4 years, $150.
Yeah, something like that. That sounds about. I know. Okay, so I mixed the terms. I didn't. Yeah, or the term. Yeah, but anyways, okay. So 3 for Jimmy G, and 4 for Derek Carr.
Yeah, and in New
Okay.
Orleans where he is now. But yeah, Jimmy
Yeah.
G, AAV for hockey wise would be 22.5. Football's different because of guarantees and stuff like that.
Right.
But anyway, so you mentioned the Bears trade
To the Carolina Panthers.
to the Panthers. Panthers move up. I believe they was 9th. They were 9th overall this year, and they move up to 1st. I think the move is one of the best the Bears could have made. I don't think they wanted to fall that far, but I don't think any team below 5 wanted to move up because they felt like they could still get a franchise quarterback. And that's the problem. Is right now there are 3, maybe 4 guys teams genuinely believe are franchise guys. Almost like when it was Mayfield, Allen, Rosen, and Darnold. When those 4 guys came out, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, and Josh Allen, everyone thought one of those four guys could be your franchise. One of those four guys. Darnold didn't pan out.
Yep.
Baker
He's
but
weird.
isn't. I love Baker. I
Yeah.
think he's going to pan out in the right situation.
Right,
I just
yeah.
think the Browns are a horrible organization, which they've been since they were reincarnated
Yeah.
back in the 90s. But anyway, Allen really panned out, and Rosen completely flushed, which was funny because he was the guy I liked the most. I wanted the Niners to draft him, to be completely honest with you, not draft Solomon Thomas.
It's funny because I was gonna say, like I said, I don't completely follow football a lot, but I mean, I was when you're listing those names, I was like, okay, that last one I have no clue. Like Darnold, I was like, okay, that rings a bell, but then I was like, who's
Panthers quarterback actually? So we're Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Two of those four guys actually played for the Panthers.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, Rosen was seen as the best quarterback passer wise, but they didn't like his personality. They thought he was a little too aloof. Went to UCLA, was kind of seen as a way too smart, had other passions type thing. We don't think it's the most ridiculous thing, but he didn't pan out. So whatever happened with Rosen happened with Rosen. But anyway, because right now the draft, there's the four guys. There's most likely the first overall pick in my mind, which is Bryce Young, Alabama Crimson Tide.
So he's going fifth.
No, I think he.
No, I know. I was just saying because
Yeah.
like you're saying how you wanted your guy to like get, you wanted the Niners to draft him, and then it didn't work out like at all. Yeah. Anyways,
But no,
continue.
I think Bryce goes first, and then you've got C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State. You've got Anthony Richardson, who probably really did raise his draft stock with his disgusting combine. One of the most ridiculous. Like, I know you don't care about football, but honest to God,
No. Whoa.
What
I didn't say I don't care about football. I don't follow it as much. But trust me, there's only two sports I could care less about. Can you guess?
Golf?
Yep.
Tennis?
No. Well, like,
okay, real sport?
Okay, whoa, that's a little too far. No, golf and soccer. Those are the two sports I don't care about.
I didn't know what you're going for. I didn't know
But
if you were going
actually,
for,
though,
cricket or.
But the thing is, though, I like women's soccer.
Of course you do.
No, it's because I think they play the game better than the guys do sometimes. They don't try to sell as many calls, you know what I mean? And that's what I like about it. Is like they're tough. Like you want to see someone.
The talent's a little bit less finely diced.
I don't know,
if you will.
That's a different. I don't want to have that conversation.
The top 6 best women's national teams are far and above the best compared to the men's, where it seems a little more even in my mind.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean by that. Okay.
Like
yeah.
the cream of the crop.
I thought you were opening another can. I'm like, I'm not going there at all.
No. But the women's top tiers are so much better than the bottom tiers compared to the men's. In my mind, I think there's more fights in the men's side than the women's side. Like normally
again,
it's America, Canada.
Again, like I said, soccer. I don't pay attention much to it, so this is I can't. I'll take your word for it, I guess.
But yeah, no. But Anthony Richardson from Florida, quarterback, really improved his draft stock. And then Will Levis out of Kentucky. Those are the 4 guys that are seen as franchise guys coming into this draft. And there's another guy at UCLA, Dorian, is it Thompson? He's a hyphenated name, but he's at UCLA and he's quite good. The problem is he's getting overshadowed by 4 other guys who are going to go to the top 10. So like he's not getting any real shine. But he also could be a really good quarterback for whatever team decides to draft him, because again, there's probably 10 teams right now who could say they need a quarterback.
So overall, you like the move?
I think it's the best move they could have made.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
it threw me off. Because again, like I said, as much as I'm not big on football, I know that the number 1 overall pick is a big deal.
I'll put it this way: the reason why the Bears didn't need it is the number 1 pick is either it's normally, if not always, at least the last decade, one of 3 positions. You draft quarterback, offensive line, defensive line. Now, there are 2 defensive linemen who are up for the first overall pick. But you know that 2nd and 3rd are both taking quarterbacks. And even 4 could take a quarterback.
Right.
The Bears don't need one. Justin Fields, former Ohio State quarterback, is seen as their guy and should be. He is really talented. Has a lot of tools in his toolbox, as Ray Williams would say. As my father would say, even. So, I think it's ridiculous and very premature if the Bears got rid of Justin Fields or tried to move away from Justin Fields so soon. And there'd be lots of teams willing to take Justin Fields if the Bears decide to move on. Obviously, they're not. They drop down to 9.
Fair enough.
But,
okay.
And my other problem is, Al, is the Bears suck.
Yep.
Not one player is going to fix that.
No.
So why not trade down? We don't need a quarterback. Like one of the teams that needs a quarterback, give us first-round picks and a talented player in DJ Moore, who the guys were in around. I was half listening with my headphones on. We're talking about how DJ Moore's an X, which number one wide receiver. I don't think he's an X. I think he's a great Y. I think he's a great number 2. I think he could play number 1 if your number 1 gets hurt, but I don't think he's an X. I think he's a great Y. He's one of those top tier Ys, which is normally the number 2 wide receiver, which is either adjacent to the slot, which is the short, kind of quick, possession wide receiver. And then the X obviously is your big, strong, top dog, and then your Y is kind of the guy just below him, in either size or in athleticism or one of those things, in skill level even, but what have you. So I think it's
jinx.
a
We
great
literally
move.
said so at the same time there.
Yeah, I guess I you some more chocolate milk.
Yeah, dude, chocolate milk is elite, my guy. Come on, you can't. Anyways, all right. So that's pretty. Like I'll. Oh, what? You got some breaking news or what?
I actually am not gonna believe you're not gonna believe this.
Oh no.
Trevor Bauer
Yeah.
is going to Japan.
No. Wait. Yeah, because he still has one more year left in suspension, doesn't he?
He's going to Yokohama, the Bay Stars in the MPB in the Nippon.
The Bay Stars.
Yeah, he's going to the
yeah.
Nippon. I guess Nippon Professional League. But I know it's Nippon. It's I believe Japan, which is probably the second best league there is.
I mean, you
than the
figure
MLB.
he's got yeah, because he's
And
got
he's
one.
getting paid. He's getting paid $30 million for the Dodgers to not play baseball for them.
Yeah,
Literally.
That's right, because he still has 1 year left in his suspension for that whole.
No. His is because he
Isn't he out till next?
He would have.
He's out till 2024.
No, because he appealed it. Because they gave him the longest suspension ever handed out to any baseball player ever. I think it was 324 or whatever, evened out to. But he appealed it and won. So they said the suspension ended at the end of the year. So he could play for any team this year.
Huh.
And when the Dodgers DFA'd him, which
designated for assignment. Yeah.
which basically means they waived him and released him.
Yeah, you're gone.
Means he could sign for a minimum like $90K contract with any team in baseball, and the Dodgers still have to pay him $30 million from his regular contract that he signed with them a few off seasons ago. So he could play for anybody in the MLB, but obviously no one wanted
no
the
one's
baggage,
no one's gonna take
if you
him.
will.
Because I mean, if there's one thing I'll say about baseball, it's kind of, I'm surprised. Like you look at everything.
But it is a 1-year deal. I made that. It is only a 1-year deal, so I assume he plans to come back to North
That's
America.
what I mean. Yeah. So there it goes. Like that's the 1 year. What's next year? 2024. That's how far suspension was gonna go.
No, it's definitely not that though. Like I guarantee he appealed it. I promise he appealed it.
All right.
I promise that.
Okay.
He appealed it.
All right. We'll see. I mean, we should really Google this right now, but I mean, at the same time.
I have no doubt. So I'll Google it for you.
Okay, cool. So while you do that, I'm gonna try to stall. But where was I going with this? Jeez, this is a great stalling tactic.
You were talking about the Bears. You were gonna ask
No.
football, weren't you?
Nope, I was done with that. I was actually gonna go to the other kind of bear, the Bruins.
Oh, the big bad Bruins.
The big bad Bruins, yeah. Because if you listen back, was it episode 1 or 2?
It was one of the early ones for sure.
It was one of the earlier ones. We
I
did
think
like
it might have been 2. I think it might
could have been 2
because those were the first 2 we made that were basically a week apart. We actually stayed consistent.
Yeah,
for
where
once.
we actually were consistent for a bit. Yeah. Okay, so if you think about it, the Boston Bruins, me and you didn't. Well, I didn't even have them making the playoffs. You had them finishing what, 4th?
I had them 5th in the Atlantic with making the playoffs because I thought 5 Atlantic teams would make it.
Oh, okay. So with the wild card. Okay, sounds good. And now, dude, they clinched a playoff spot in March. Like this is
65 games done.
Is this even considered the middle of March, or is like?
No, this is like the beginning.
This is like
of March.
still beginning, man. Like
What it feels like for us because we just come back from
You're
rookie
right,
week.
but like it's insane. Like imagine clinching a playoff spot with like what 15 games to go. There's got to be a 18.
Well, 65. So to 82. So yeah, I believe you'd be right with.
So
18.
something, yeah. So that's insane though. Like what
Or
the
17.
What the heck,
Pardon
dude? The crazier part is, dude, Linus Allmark could win a Vezina this year.
Yeah, he could. He very well could. Yeah, him and Swayman will probably split the Jennings, which is ridiculous too. But no, it's if you told me at the very beginning of the season, Al, Spencer, what would the Bruins need to do right to be able to be a top tier Atlantic team?
I was gonna say blow it up, but like clearly they're fine.
No. I mean, like if you were to say, Spencer, if all the things that Boston could do right now in September to be the best one of the best teams in the Atlantic this year, what would it be? I'd say, well, we need Pasternak to have a great start. But they need to have Pasternak have a great start. They need the defense, so Lindholm and Grzelcyk and Carlo to really step up in sense of McAvoy and have Swayman or Allmark be fantastic.
But no one saw that coming. That's
and
the
if
thing.
those three things happened, there was a chance the Bruins would have at least a reasonably good start. They had one of the best starts ever. They didn't lose a game at home till December.
I know.
Maybe November, but I swear it was in December.
I know. And when was
20 some odd games.
When was their first regulation loss though at home?
Well into December.
That's what I'm saying. I think it came close to the New Year calendar for sure. Because I mean, I don't know. I just I can't believe how good the Bruins have been this year. What am I looking at?
Just showing out that they.
Are you right?
Yeah, that they upheld a not 194 game suspension.
Yeah, they
for
did.
Trevor Bauer, but not the 324. The 324 was going to lap over.
Right,
this
so
year.
that carries. Yeah, so it's still 2024.
No, the 194 was to end his suspension at the end of this year.
Okay, so Spencer.
324 was to end it after next year.
Okay, so what you're trying to say? You're right.
I know I'm right.
Okay, the Boston Bruins. Anyways, the Bruins.
I'm just making sure. I'm making sure you know I'm right.
Yeah, I get it.
I know I'm right.
Yeah,
you
whatever.
didn't know I'm right.
I mean, I'm glad we double checked it. So there you go. But the thing that makes me mad about the Bruins, dude, I didn't great. They're having a great season, but this feels so wrong. In the sense that they're not supposed to be this good. Linus Allmark and Jeremy Swayman as a goaltending tandem. Blech, that sounds disgusting. If I were to see those two names on paper, I'd be like, who and why? Who would be Swayman and the why would be Linus Allmark? Because let's be real here, Linus Allmark was shit for the longest time in his career. People could tell me, oh, he was good when he was in Buffalo and all that. He just had a bad team in front. Nah, he was part of the problem. And now he's...
So I'm spoken like a true Leaf fan.
It's so
spoken
weird.
Like a true Leaf fan.
No, I'm not even putting the Leafs into this yet. It's so weird because Linus Allmark and Vezina Trophy, dude, that sounds like oil and water, man. It just doesn't sound like it's. It doesn't sound right.
Is there going to be people who argue against him when his record currently, today, as of March 13th, the Monday, 33, 4, and 1.
Unbelievable.
33 wins. 4 regulation losses and 1 overtime loss. No, let me repeat that. 33 regulation wins, 4 regulation losses, and 1 overtime loss.
Thanks for proving my point. It sounds even weirder and dumber when you say it now.
His save percentage is .938. His goals against is 189. 1.89 goals against. A .938
I mean,
save.
I just don't get it. Where no one saw this coming.
You know what's amazing?
You can't even tell me that.
In the 80s, they never thought they'd see a goalie over 900. We have a goalie almost 940 in save percentage.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
And Swayman, being the third wheel he is, his record is 16 wins, 6 regulation losses, 4 overtime losses. And I forgot to mention shootouts. Allmark has 2 shootout losses. Swayman has 2 shootout losses. Swayman's goals against is 2.37. His save percentage is .913.
That's pretty good.
The Boston Bruins have the best goals against per game at 214 in the NHL. They have the second best goals for per game. I think it was 3.89.
All I'm gonna say is that do I owe the Bruins an apology for how low?
I think we all do.
Okay, because I was gonna say
I also did not think it was
right. And you're
good.
A fan, this is crazy. I'm still second round exit.
Of course you are.
That is
you're a Leaf fan.
No, not even.
I get it.
Not even.
Okay, Al, who beats them?
Tampa. I'm sorry.
People think the Leafs are going to beat Tampa. You think Boston's going to have any problem?
Okay,
with
whoever thinks the Leafs are making it out of the first round in the next 5 years, considering how nuts and how insane the Atlantic Division is stacked, dude, Detroit's coming. Ottawa's on the hunt. Forget that. Buffalo right there. Those 3 teams alone are not going to be easy to beat. Florida is hanging on to dear life right now because Ottawa is going on a tear with rookie goaltenders, may I add. So, if anyone thinks Toronto might take down Tampa. But then again, I'm going to go, you know what? I have one simple argument as to why Toronto will not take down Tampa if they go up against each other.
What would that be?
His name is Andrei Vasilevsky.
Yeah. He's kind of an X factor, isn't he?
He is. It's like every other team that Toronto's gone up against in the past. Look, did 2013 Tim Thomas or Tuukka Rask?
It'd be Tuukka.
Tuukka, okay. So, and then so on and so forth. It was Tuukka, yeah. Tuukka, like, terrorized the Leafs.
Yeah, he really made him regret that trade
All
for
I'm-
Raycroft.
Yeah, that was, I wasn't old enough to really remember and process that,
Lucky
but
you.
as I got older, I was like, wow, what a bunch of idiots.
What a great trade.
Yeah, this
Thanks,
is
guys.
awful. Like, what made you... Anyways, whatever. Tuukka Rask. That was Boston. Who else did they get? They got... You know what? Merzlikins and Korpisalo in the bubble. I'll give them credit.
You know what's amazing?
They were great. They were good against them.
You know what's amazing? You got goalie by not one, but two goalies against Columbus.
Hey, man, like, that's what it is. But, like, I'll get to that point in a second. And then what? Carey Price?
Oh, yeah.
No, sorry. I forgot. Washington was there, too, before the bubble. So, Braden Holtby.
That'd be even before Boston. That
No,
been,
2016.
No, but that would have... No, that would
2016.
That was before the two Boston exits against Tuukka.
That was afterwards. No, but that's why I asked. 2013, was it Tuukka or Tim Thomas in that?
No, it was Tuukka at 13.
Okay, so
and then Washington.
that's what I'm saying. So, so Boston, Tuukka Rask. Then Washington, you have Holtby. Then after that, Boston. Then Bubble, Korpisalo, Merzlikins. And then after that, guess who?
North Division.
Yeah, guess who? Carey Price. And then guess who? Andrei Vasilevsky.
Last year, most likely this year.
That my point is, if the other team's goaltender is better than the Toronto Maple Leafs netminder, which odds are is likely going to be once again, because listen, if you have faith in Ilya Samsonov, Buddy only has one playoff game, and go take a look at that highlight. It ended with Alexander Ovechkin almost packing his own bags and going to Russia himself, or packing Samsonov's bags and sending him back to Russia and telling him to go home. And then you got Matt Murray, who in my mind should not play until the playoffs.
Really?
Because Matt Murray is a playoff goaltender. He's not a regular season goaltender. Blah, blah, blah. Regular season. That confused me. He's not a... You get the point. His numbers are all in the playoffs. The most regular season games he's ever played in his career is 49. That's the most regular season games he's had, like, in a full season. In terms, not as career-wise, but, like, 49 is the most he's played in a whole season. And then you look at the playoffs. Man, he's played almost everything. And he's got 2 cups. Don't get me wrong, the team in front of him was pretty good. But if you think Ilya Samsonov is going to come in and steal the show, I'm not buying it. There's still lapses where you watch his game and he doesn't even know where his net is half the time. And then you got Matt Murray, who just seems like the one night he's either a wall or Swiss cheese. And I looked at just for fun, because I saw how crazy insane by the way, for those of you who didn't catch that game, Leafs and Oilers 7-4 win for the Leafs. Wow. That game on Saturday night, which was March, where the 13th, 10th? 11th? No, 11th. Yeah, March 11th. Phenomenal game. So I was like, I'm going to watch the highlights because I didn't get to catch it. I was out. Go juice. Anyways.
As you mentioned previously.
Yeah.
A comes full circle.
Yeah.
Comes full circle.
And I saw the goals that Murray let in, and I was like, man, you got to have those. Even the wraparound goal from Evander Kane, it's like you had time to get there. Like, you couldn't even push off your own post. And then I'm looking at the way he goes down in his net afterwards. I'm like, I think something's wrong with his knee again. So I don't know why certain Leafs fans are going, oh, we got them. The problem with Toronto, and now that I'm not here to get completely obliterated by my other classmates and I have a voice of reason in here, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying Spencer Byers is a voice of reason, but sometimes he is.
I almost always
That's
am.
why I keep, well, let's not go too far, but that's why I keep you around.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I keep you around.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. So
Continue.
you can look smart. Anyways,
yeah, you always got to bring around the kid to make you look better.
yeah, whatever, man, whatever works sometimes. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Anyways, lost my train of thought. Jeez. Oh yeah, the thing with the Leafs, if you think they're winning a playoff round this year, you're nuts. Because the thing is, we talked about this earlier. They don't have the compete. Every team that makes the playoffs, or the majority of teams that go to the playoffs, have this switch. Where playoff time, it's go. Boston has that next level to them. You think Boston's scary now? Man, if they up their physicality, which you know they will, Trent Frederick,
Trenny Fred, baby.
Yeah, like Boston's gonna be dangerous. Tampa, they've won cups a lot of them in a short amount of time lately, right?
We'll see, and that's the only advantage Leafs should have is they should be way better rested because Tampa's gone to 2 straight Cup finals, right?
Right, but at the same time, like I said, Andrei Vasilevsky is. The Leafs are known to get goalied, and right now the Atlantic is just too not even, but it's so stacked in star power and in terms of there's no. Don't get me wrong, it's the Cup playoffs. There's no sure thing anything can happen, but I don't see the Leafs winning around, and if they do, great. Do I think they can go to a conference final after that? Yeah, but that'd be it. I don't see them going to a Cup final, and hell, I don't even see them finishing the job. But Leaf fans got to start being a little more realistic. All right, let's not forget who this team is and what their history and their past is with the guys they have on that team now.
See, you know what you should read, Al?
What?
Being an astronaut's just not realistic. It's a children's book.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
it's
a children's book.
Oh, I'm definitely not reading it now. You know what? Maybe I will. I'll sip some chocolate milk while I'm at it with
Yeah,
it.
some chalky milk. There you go.
Yeah, some chalky milk.
Maybe even some 2%. You know, maybe some 2%.
What's wrong with that dude? Whatever.
We get it, Al. We get it. You're big boned. We get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the Leafs are a really tough nut to crack.
What do you mean? Like they're.
Because you got to think the law of averages means eventually they're going to get one. Right? You'd think. Eventually they're going to get out of the first round. But you would have thought their best 2 chances are Columbus and Montreal. And Columbus was a qualifier. It wasn't even the first round, technically. It was a 5-game
Well, that was the other thing. Columbus
qualifier.
wasn't even supposed to be there. Even
Nah.
Montreal wasn't supposed to be there. Like that's the other frustrating part about that whole thing. But let's not forget. I think I've said this before too, in the previous episodes. Columbus was gonna catch Toronto regardless. Like everyone's like, oh my god, they lost to a team that wasn't even in the playoffs. It's like, yeah, but if you look at the way the Leafs season was going, the Leafs were on their way to a collapse. That pause saved their. And Columbus was catching them in the regular season, and they were going to surpass them and get that wild card spot. Like, that was a thing. Like, no one sees that. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure Leaf fans will, if there's any Leaf fans that listen to this, they'll be like, oh, this guy's so negative. No. I'm realistic. This year ain't our year, bud. If you're still drinking the Kool-Aid that this is your year, get out. Get out.
Al, you love the Kool-Aid anyway.
The purple flavor.
Yeah, okay.
Grape flavor. And the blue raspberry one.
Well, 'cause
And the orange one, too. You know what? They're all good except for that tropical punch bullshit. Whoever came up with that one's a freaking moron.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you like all of the Kool-Aid. Shut up, Al. Shut up. Anyway.
Strawberry kiwi. Also goated flavor. I'm thirsty now, Spencer.
Of course you are. You're always thirsty. You're always thirsty, Al. That's why you made all your new friends in Timmins.
No, that's not why. Do you want to know the story?
Oh, God.
How that came about?
You know what? Story time.
Is it story time?
It's story time.
All right, so here's the story. Okay? This is a great story. You're going to like this. So, I knew this girl because she refs hockey back home. So we have that connection of referee kind of thing.
Yeah, you guys are both bad referees. I get it.
No.
That's a joke. That's a
I
joke.
mean,
That's
no.
a joke.
Anyways, okay. So then she had her 2 friends like with her, and obviously I introduced myself and whatever and whatnot. And then after like we've had like the icebreaker conversation, I guess you could say, there's this one that kept coming around, and like I thought she was, I still do. No, I'm not going through this. This is too like. Okay, Spencer, take over. I'm not talking. I'm like getting all
he's
flustered here on this thing here.
He's getting the butterflies, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, a little bit.
Boys and girls.
Anyways, long story short, I thought she was attractive. I think she thought I was. I don't know. There's something.
So she was blind in one eye.
Sure, no. Anyways, then we just kept talking, and then we hit it off, and it's great. It's awesome.
It's great.
It's great.
It's great. So
It's great dramatic pause.
no, the problem is
Basically, like to summarize that, like I'm trying to I'll get a clean out of this. Go out and socialize. It's a lot better to like talk and meet people that way rather than.
Well, when you're in Timmins and you're a 7, that helps. Not when you're in Toronto and you're like a 3.5.
Okay, in Toronto I'm a 4 guy at best. Okay.
Okay. Well, whatever makes you sleep at night.
And No, I'm not an 8 in Timmins. There's no way.
I said you're a 7.
Yeah,
Happy with a 7?
I'll take 7.
Holy hell!
I'll take 7. All right, I was
How
getting a little.
arrogant are you?
I was getting a little greedy. Well,
I'm arrogant. I walk around with a
Come
bravado.
on.
I got Mr. I'm an 8 in Timmins. Yeah, okay, pal. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not an 8 in Timmins.
Yeah,
There's no way.
you're not
You know
an
what's
8 anywhere
funny?
in the world.
That's another thing too. I saw this video the other day. Like someone was like, "Oh, like I think everyone should rate themselves as a 10." It's like, no, it's, no. Like don't get me wrong. Like it's one thing to be confident. Like if you rate yourself like 2 numbers higher than what like your actual rating might be considered like to others, like no, like everyone's like.
See, but I really do think it's based on taste. Because there are people who walk around
Oh,
here.
well, I mean that's what it is, right?
Like-
I mean my version of a 7 could be like an 8 for you, or like
a 3. Like it genuinely
yeah,
could be
it
that
fluctuates,
drastic.
right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's why I hate. You know what? I actually hate that number system a lot
There we go.
because it's just like
There we go. Yeah, because it objectifies you, Al.
no, but like it's also just like I'm an 8 to one person, but I'm someone else's 10.
And someone else's 1.
Even though, yeah, exactly, exactly. Anyways,
You can't pump yourself up. I'm an 8 or a 10. No. You're at 1 somewhere else, pal.
baseball.
Hardball. As
Yeah,
mentioned earlier with the
MLB.
Trevor Bauer breaking
Yeah,
news.
Trevor Bauer. Yeah, thank you for breaking that news because also we also broke down, what's going on there. But anyways, I don't want to talk Blue Jays specifically. Have you been watching the World Cup baseball?
Of course not.
No, I've been watching a little bit. The Dingers are not, dude. The celebrations are freaking crazy. No, nothing.
No.
Okay, I've been watching. It's
I
been
don't
fun and
care.
entertaining. Juan Soto just smacked one to right field about an hour ago now, I guess, or something like that. It was pretty good. What was I gonna say though? Baseball. Oh, the Blue Jays. Did you see what they're doing to their ballpark? Oh, I mean, obviously you know what they're doing. Like the plans have been out, but like $20 general admission. You don't get a seat, but you have access to any patios in the outfield, like any deck. So like the flight deck, I believe there's like the Corona patio, which sounds ironic now because considering what we went through like 3 years ago, coronavirus, and there's like other like I don't know. I think there's 5 outfield level patios or whatever they said they had. I have to reread it again.
So basically, Al's gonna be at every
I'm
single
gonna be $20.
Every single one of
That's
those.
a bargain.
Every single game getting absolutely hosed and
No.
eating 12 hot dogs a
No.
game. Al's gonna gain 35 pounds after
No, I
4
just,
games.
dude, I lost 37.
Opening day week, the first 3 games set.
No.
Al's gaining 10 pounds a day. Just
No.
hot dogs and bread.
No, because I walk to school every day. If anything, I'll put it on.
You
and I'll
walk to
lose
school.
it.
You walk from the train to your to
That's
school.
a 20. That's 40 minutes total in a day. 20 there, 20 back, depending on how slow. Depending on how many red lights.
Okay, I get it. You walk to your fridge. I understand. I get it. I get it.
Well, who doesn't walk to their fridge unless you have a dog and you trained them, like And don't be that guy that's like, well, what if I have a cat? What if I want to? Shut up. Like, no, you don't have a cat trained. Cats are okay. I hate cats. Despise them. And if whoever's like, oh, that's a red flag, you're a red flag. Get out of here with that. Dogs are better. End of story. End of discussion. You have a dog, right?
I do.
Yeah,
My
there you
parents-
go.
My parents
See,
have one, yeah.
see, 2 against whatever. Probably 2 for I don't know how many people listen to this, but anyways, how the
Oh, you all right today?
no, dude.
You kept trying to call me out, saying you want to record today, and now you get Mr. Tongue Tied over here.
Yeah, well, it's man. I mean 12-hour or no, sorry, 8-hour drive yesterday. Not a lot of food consumed. I'm probably closing in on dehydration at this point too.
Okay. Mr. Chalky Milk.
It's been. Oh yeah, you're right. I had chocolate milk.
Oh
I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine. Is this? Yeah, no. I was gonna say 20. Like I like that $20 thing though, the general admission thing. My only concern with that, I have to read the fine print again, is that sometimes when you buy a ticket and you have a seat assigned, you can walk over to the flight deck. Couldn't do that in the postseason though. When I went to the wildcard game, I was trying to go to the flight deck. You had to have tickets for the flight deck, which I was pissed off because I was like, great, now I actually. Well, no, because like it's better. No, it's so much better because you pay. Think about it. Those general admission spots, they're probably it's a dome, right? And it's circular, even though it's a baseball within a baseball diamond. So there is no bad view unless you're near a foul pole. Even then,
unless you're stuck, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, there's not a bad seat in that building at Rogers Center. So I kind of like the idea. I just hope that if you have a general, like a ticket for a seat, that you could still walk around and go check it out rather than, because then that'd be stupid. It'd be like, well, you're technically losing money now, because what if people want to have a seat but like go check it out and they can't because they don't have that general admission ticket? But I'm sure,
well,
can't be
it's
that
$20.
dumb.
You probably just buy both.
No, I'm just spending $20, man. Honestly, like I can stand.
I've
I've
met
stood
you before, but there's some people who probably just buy both.
maybe, yeah.
Spend $100 and buy an $80 ticket
If I wasn't a
in like the
student,
500s.
if I wasn't a student, I'd probably do that. But nah, I like my
Nah.
nah. All I know is I will be hitting the ballpark. Ooh, I'm aiming for like end of April. Not. I was gonna go watch their home opener, but it's on a Tuesday, so I think April 11th. Is that a Tuesday? That is. Yeah, it is a Tuesday. Haha. So I was gonna go watch their home opening weekend against or week against the Detroit Tigers, but I'll probably wait on that, and I'll probably go like once the heat calms down. Because let's be real, everybody's gonna be rushing. Everybody, the reason why ticket sales are gonna be so high is because everyone wants to see the new ballpark, and of course the Toronto Blue Jays, but the ballpark.
Well, yeah, most likely why because it's the Rogers Center. Because again, the Blue Jays are gonna be third in the division by about
Yeah.
August.
Yeah.
Maybe even July.
So I think this was good, right? This was weird. I had to let one out. I had to maybe you bleep one out, but it was weird because well, we went from reading week to football, which I love hearing Spencer talk about football because like there's not a lot of guys like Spencer that know like for sure hands down like the ins and outs of a game like he does. So that was cool. And then the hockey talk, I was hoping to fire you up more a little bit, but I honestly just like can't really trash the Bruins right now.
Because they're so good.
And you can't trash the Leafs because they're so bad. So it's like, what's new?
Well, and they're even second in the Atlantic. So it's not like I can say like ironically they suck. It's just like, are they gonna win a round? Probably not.
No, that's the thing. I don't watch the regular season for that purpose. Like, why waste my time?
I also don't.
And you could call me a bandwagon. Oh, you're not a
See,
real fan. It's like
no,
shut up. It's like
Al.
I'm just smart.
No.
It's not my fault you
There's
put yourself
nothing-
through it every freaking year the last
there's
7
nothing
seasons.
more
Like,
aggravating when people look at me as less of a fan or
just because you don't
as-
watch.
as less of a sport fan because I don't watch. I don't watch because I like my sound peace of mind. Why would I want to be aggravated in my own home for 3 hours? I have no want or desire to watch the Yankees play 162 games of baseball. I have no interest. When they get to the wild card game or the ALDS or CS or World Series, cross my heart. Like, you know, then I'll watch. When the
Yeah.
Bruins get the first round, guess what? I'm going to try to watch every single game. Do I care them playing game 68? No. Do I care them playing game 48? No.
What
game
if it's
8?
game?
No.
What if it's game 81, and they have to win to clinch?
Maybe. You might
Okay.
get me. But they've already
You-
clinched now, so
you-
it don't matter. It don't matter.
You might get me. Yeah, you're right. You don't have to worry about the Bruins clinching at all. Now you just have to worry about them not choking.
And I try to watch one Niner game before the playoffs. I try to watch one. I try to get one to watch what they're trying to do
There you go.
and get a little bit acquainted with what I'm going to see in the playoff games.
Do we catch a Jays game this year? Like,
I mean, if they come play the Yankees and I can afford it.
dude, did you not just hear the conversation we just had? $20 admission.
But I'm poor.
Can you stand for like 9
No.
innings?
Yeah. Can I stand? No.
I can stand for 9 innings. I've done it.
That's because you're wrong.
Multiple times. No, not even. I got juiced one time over there. That's it. One time. And it was the best freaking time ever. I was there with
Keep
my
the cups
cousin.
coming. Keep the cups coming.
I was there. I was there with my cousin. And I just told him, I'm like, buddy, I'm going on a rampage for this game. 740s later. I don't know if you know what those are.
No, I do not.
So, you know how there's like the regular cans, which would be like your regular average size pop can, like 355. Hold on.
So wait,
350.
can?
Oh,
Like
wow. Wait. So there's the 355 milliliter ones,
Uh-huh.
which is like your regular pop can. And then you got the 573, which is your tall boy.
Okay.
And then you got your 710 or your 740, which is like 2.5 tall boys.
Can you even buy those?
Yes.
I've never
individually.
Seen one. Okay,
That
I've
or
never
so
seen
they
one.
come in. I used to work at I used to work at a beer store.
Why is an alcoholic? Anyway, continue.
Shut up! You can't drink on the job. It doesn't work that way.
I mean,
No. But anyway.
don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell.
So they come in a squared box. You can get. I think it's 12. You could buy them in the case itself, or you could buy them in like individually.
Mhm.
But there's no like specific actual case where you can like walk in and be like, I want a 12 pack of these. You'd have to like specifically request the case, so you'd be buying 12 anyways. But yeah, so I had 7 of those nice, delicious Labatt's
Well,
and 5 hot dogs. We went on Looney Dog night too. So
that was the hot
sorry,
dog joke, by the
7
way.
hot dogs.
Oh, there you go. So that was the hot dog joke earlier.
My
by
cousin
the way.
had 5. I had 7, and then I also had 7 bevies. Go juice.
Oh,
And it was great.
well, I just want to say that's like
We should go catch a Jays game though.
1.4 liters per 2. You drank 7, so that's what 2.8,
I get it, Spencer. It's not healthy.
3.6, almost a gallon. I want to say almost a gallon, which is almost 4 liters, 3.8 to be
Listen,
exact.
I get it. I don't have.
I'm
I just
making
like
sure you
having
hear it.
fun.
I'm making sure
I
you
hear it. I felt it the next morning. I had to go to. Yeah, we had school the next day, so that was awful. But anyways, we should go catch a Jays game. But anyways, do you have anything else?
Well, I just want to know. Do you want to talk about March Madness? I know you had no picks.
I
And I spoke about
honestly,
it yesterday.
another unpopular opinion. Spencer, get ready to beep this one too. I don't give a about March Madness. I don't care. I like watching the only thing I like about it is watching the buzzer beaters on my feed, like on my Twitter feed. That's
See,
it. Other than that, it's just another tournament where I'm like, nobody asked for this. In the sense of like, it's something that started way back when and just carried on. And like, yeah, don't get me wrong, like people like it. Like, I can tell you're pissed right now.
It's the greatest tournament that has been created.
I don't care. I'm not going to
And
watch
you
it.
know
It's
what-
like the World
and-
Cup of soccer.
And,
I don't
and
give
you
a
know
crap.
why you don't care? Because you don't understand. And
No, it's
and I
it's
like
basketball. What do you want me
and-
to understand?
college ball and NBA ball are two completely polar opposite things. Like I mentioned, you know what? If you watch my Spencer Talks that I posted yesterday about 10 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock last night, I mentioned an offense and I couldn't remember what offense I had said to explain. And I said horns. And I'll quickly explain what horns is because I forgot to explain it because I couldn't remember what the name I had said. Horns is very simple, Al. Point guard at the very top of the key, center to the basket. You have 2 forwards. I'm going to punch you here in a minute. I'm going to jump this table. There's no plexiglass protecting you now, big man.
I don't care.
I'll throw your walrus through the plexiglass behind you, big man. By golly, those big teeth of yours.
Oh, shut up.
God.
Jeez.
He crocs like a seal anyway. So the point guard stands right center with the hoop in the middle of the 3-point line. You have the two normally forwards at the slots at the top of the free throw line. Usually at the free throw line, but at the slots. Then you have usually the other 2 guards in the corners. And basically what you do is you run sets, either handing the ball off to the forwards, the center and the power forward, and try to create runs off of that, or the guard takes a double screen, or they screen for each other, or that's how they create the offenses. They try to create it out of that system. I don't like horns, as I mentioned yesterday. I think horns is really stupid, and I think horns is very, very hard to use properly.
I like it for the buzzer beaters. Other than that, it's just
We
another
know,
thing
Al.
where it goes
You
on
don't
for
understand.
far too long.
You like, ooh, move puck.
No,
listen. You don't like any system. I understand. I get
no,
it.
like don't
Pure
like,
fluid. I get it. I
no,
understand.
but like
I
even
get
then,
it.
like the hockey seasons for me is too long too. If they shorten the schedule, I'd be happy with that too. Same thing with baseball. A shorter season would make it
We
more
definitely should
interesting.
shorten with baseball.
Yeah, 162 games is just ridiculous. Like
62 games too many.
I think guys would stay. A lot of players that are injury prone would not be as injury prone if the schedule was shorter. Like give the body a break a little bit. You know what I mean? But like one All-Star weekend is not gonna cut it. But like I don't know. It's same thing for like certain tournaments. It just goes on too long. It's like give it a week, then it's done. You know, shorten the format. Like, because there are teams that go there, and don't get me wrong, that tournament is known for upsets. That's hence the word madness. I understand the tournament.
That's the whole point.
I know, I understand it, but at the same time, it's like so freaking long. Like, it's the same thing with like I'm sure people here
But
in
that's why there's
Toronto
upsets,
like
though.
are tired of like all the time. It's like Toronto this, Toronto that, like the Leafs this, the Leafs that, Jays that. I get it. It gets redundant and annoying. It's like, okay, cool, but like this is the market we're in. But at the same time, it's one of those things too where like I don't know. For me, it's not. It doesn't. I'm not saying if you like March Madness, you're a weirdo or whatever. I totally respect that.
Because you're the weirdo. I understand.
Sure. I don't know.
You're the
but maybe it's
minority
also
here. I
because
promise
maybe
you're
it's
the
also
minority.
because I also just maybe I don't know. Basketball was never really my thing to begin with in terms of just the way the game is, and I find it pretty boring. I like the All-Star weekend in terms of the slam dunk contest. That's about it. But that's what I like. I like the explosiveness. Whereas March Madness, it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait for the buzzer beater. That's how most games end, anyways. I don't know.
The reason why March
goes on too long.
Madness The reason why March Madness is the best out of any postseason tournament that has ever been created is very simple, Al. Because the games are so close together and everyone's hosted in the same area that you can't really prepare for another team. So that's why there's so many upsets. Is that the 3 seed can't really scout the 12 seed because they haven't had the time. So they have to do what they do well. And if they don't show up, they lose. And that's the excitement of it. That's the randomness of it. Why there would never be a perfect bracket because you never know who's going to show up. Because college ball is so competitive, unlike college football, where you could expand it to 128 teams.
You'd still know
I
who's
guarantee you the final 8 teams would be Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, probably maybe Auburn, Georgia. Or I messed that up. Georgia, Oregon, probably USC,
LSU.
maybe LSU, and then maybe Notre Dame or Oklahoma or Texas. Those are the 10 teams.
A lot of ors there. I was going to say you expanded almost 11, 12 teams there.
Well, there's 10. There's 10.
All right.
For my final 8. That would consistently be in the final 8, no matter how many teams you expanded it to. College ball, 68 teams, we'll be lucky to have 2 number 1 seeds get to the final 8, the Elite 8. And that's just the reality. There's no other sport like that. Al, how many other sports do the number 1 seeds go immediately?
No,
right?
like, I get it. Like, you've got, like, I'm not arguing that at all. I'm just saying it's one of those things where I'm like, here we go again. Even, like, the World Cup, it's like, like, sakes, like, it's been 4 years already. Great. Like, it's I don't know. I just find it.
See, and I find that really weird.
And the fact that I have no argument to really back up why I'm like that, it just frustrates me just as much as it frustrates you, because you're like, man, this guy's saying it sucks, but for what? Like, he's got nothing, and I get it. I totally get it. It's just...
See, I think the problem is, Al? You've watched, like, 2 March Madness games that were garbage. That were hot garbage, and you're like, you know what, this sucks.
I don't remember the last time I watched March Madness.
And now we're gonna watch one together. I plan to try to watch one every single day. We're gonna watch one together. I'm gonna pick the best game I think of the day, and we're gonna watch a game together.
What'd I just sign up for?
What do you mean?
All right, it's fine. I'll do it.
Ow.
You know what? Fine. You know what? I'm good. Because then, you know what? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Monday. As of right now, I'm free on Monday, so we could probably do another episode next week, and we'll do like not a recap, but like a look back into like, hey, how'd this go? And then watch. Odds are there's 2 ways this is gonna happen. Obviously, I'll come back. I'll be like, I still hate it, but like it was fun, or I'll be like, damn, like, why the heck? I am so sorry for saying that, but I'm usually not that kind of guy anyways, because I'm a stubborn little piece of
Yeah,
so.
you're a Leaf fan. You never really...
No, it's not even... Dude, it's not... I'm not... I don't even have the, like, qualities of... like, that's the thing. I'm a Leafs fan, but I'm not, like, a Leafs fan. We're like, it's our year, plan the parade. No, I'm the Leafs fan where it's like, yeah, they're good, but they're probably going to the bed again. You know? I'm, like, one of those. And I'm still, like, a fan. It's just... It's one of those where it's like, this is gonna be you're gonna laugh at me for this. I don't even want. If a girl cheats on you, why the hell would you go back and give her a second chance? It's probably gonna happen again because it happened once. Look at the Leafs. Hey, they choked one time. It won't happen again. You're a fool if you don't think.
Foolish.
You're foolish if you don't think the Leafs aren't gonna find a way to screw this up again. I mean, they built the same team. Here's the thing, though. Kyle Dubas did such a good job. Such a good job. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't know when the Leafs will have another first round pick, rather. I don't know when, because he's been depleting those left and right. But they're going to sign Matthew Nyes once the NCAA season's over, and Nyes is going to have a spot on the roster.
You think?
He's coming. I mean, he could easily... I think he'll fit in.
Well, they wanted to come... Before the season started, they wanted to come
I know,
to
but
camp,
he said he wanted to
no.
finish.
And
yeah,
he said no.
Which is fine. I totally get that because he's going to be here now anyways. They're going to sign him to a 3-year. It's only a matter of time based off of what I'm reading, and my main source for that is The Athletic. But I'm happy with what Kyle Dubas did. If the Leafs lose, it is not on him. Granted, he will get fired.
Well, he won't get re-signed. He's in his last year's deal. He's in his last.
You're right. Sorry. Yeah, he technically.
So
so he's not fired.
He won't get fired.
He just won't be
renewed.
They won't renew. So, but I will say this now.
Which would be interesting because who gets hired? That creates a whole new cycle.
I could see the Leafs
go.
I could see the Leafs shopping Mark Hunter again because that's who was supposed to come in afterwards,
no
right?
Way.
But Hunter won't do it.
No way they go back to him.
They
No way.
could.
There's no way they do.
You want to see someone blow up a team and not give
No,
a crap and
there's
all
no
be all
way, though.
business and
There's
want to
no
win hockey
way.
games? Mark Hunter could be that guy.
No, but there's no way they go back because they would. That's just repeating the mistake they made then, right? That'd be them openly admitting they made a mistake, and there's no way they do.
No, because I don't think it was a mistake. Because here's my deal with the Leafs: they had the rosters to win. Don't get me wrong. The one last year, Tampa was the better team. Well, yeah, okay. Tampa was the better team. Maybe Montreal, that was a choke. All right. Columbus, choke. Boston.
Which one?
Yeah, Boston.
Which one?
Boston was just Boston. Washington, inexperience, right? But at the end of the day, you look back, and if you think it's Kyle Dubas' fault, you're getting ready for another bleep. You're a fucking idiot. It's not on Dubas. Dubas can't play. He's not the one playing. He's not the one that's got to stop the pucks. No, he's bringing in the guys that are best suited to win, and I think he did just that again this year. This has probably been his best deadline. If Nick Foligno doesn't get hurt, maybe that one would have been good too. But other than that, this is his best deadline.
Who's also doing great in Boston, by the way. Thank you for Nick Foligno.
Whatever. You're a second round exit.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm sticking to it.
Which
I can't.
is-
I'll be the
which is
first
most-
one to laugh at you when it happens.
And will you be the first one to say I'm sorry when they just crush whoever wins that Leaf Tampa series and they make it to the conference final against Carolina?
Yeah.
Is that
I mean, I will
that's
say,
the conference final.
if
no
there's
doubt.
one thing I'm good for is I'm like, I
'Cause
mean,
no
it is
offense-
what it is. What do you want me to say? Like, oh, Toronto was a better team, and then you just come back with, yeah, well, why didn't they win then? Right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not one of those guys. Like, this is the thing too. I was such an oblivious child.
You're oblivious
terms
now.
shut up. No. In the terms that like from like 2011 to 2015 2011 to like 2015, 2014. Didn't matter how bad the Leafs were. They could finish 30th. Leafs are awesome. The Leafs are great.
Well, you were a little kid. That's the joy of being a little kid.
I wish myself now would go back and punch that kid right in the head and go, listen here, boy. I don't know what you're watching, but they finished in 30th for the second time in a row. What are you saying?
And guess what? They turned their first round pick to the Boston Bruins.
Nah.
Tyler Seguin. Woo!
And we love that, yeah.
It's kind of
But
funny.
anyways.
You lose to Boston in the playoffs. You lose to Boston in trades. Like, where do you
See,
beat
I don't
Boston?
I don't think about it that way. Like, I don't have I don't have time like to be angry or mad about that. Like, I got other to do, like, and stuff to worry about, right?
Yeah,
like,
watch the Jays lose. Exactly.
no.
All right, Al.
But anyways.
We're getting kicked out now.
We're getting the
so
boot.
We're getting the boot.
It's fine.
So
I thought we were going too long anyways.
We'll talk to you next Monday. It looks like. as I
Yeah.
said.
So what's the date? Let's pull up the calendar real quick.
Be 20th.
20. Wow, that was fast. It is the 20th. Wow, you're
I
good. Yeah.
can
So
count.
March 20th. Don't hold it like no promises, but likely. Anyways,
Yep.
this was the outrage. Alain and Spencer Byers. We'll talk to you then.